can you feel it? Can you feel that groundswell that's happening? It's that time of year where a lot of sales start to happen. Now, we've already seen the underwhelming Arrow limited edition sale, which was, well, terrible. And we've had the pretty great 88 Films 25% off sale. Now, we know that usually there is always an indicator sale around about now. It's a little bit late. Maybe it's going to come this week. Who knows? There's usually an Arrow Easter sale. There's usually a lot of things kicking off around about this time. And as you look at forums, or you talk to people, or you look at past purchase history, you realise that this seems to be one of those moments in time where a lot of things tend to hit. And there is an almost fervour of people starting to build up there. I'm waiting on this sale. I'm ready for this sale. There's an anticipation that is coming. There is a build-up of pressure to be released when the sale happens and people overextend. But this is something that we need to countermand. This is something we need to think about as collectors. Collecting 2.0 brings us to the point of collecting responsibly. How many movies do we need? How many is going to satisfy our cravings? That's up to each and every one of us. We've all got a set budget, and I'm pretty sure we're all going to bust that initially and then be hammered with another sale with more things that we want. But a sale is only savings if it was something you were going to buy and you were interested in the first place. If you're just picking up titles because it's time to be a little bit careful, a little bit tailored back. It's good to take a chance on a title that's relatively cheap. Not so much to take a chance on a title that's a little bit more expensive and something that you weren't really interested in. Now, because I tend to watch everything I get, I have a small shelf just up here with a little bit of titles on it that I need to get through. And I'm happy to add to that as long as the shelf doesn't get out of control. When things start to get out of control, there are problems ahead. Another issue that I find sometimes when I look at my shelf is looking at titles going like, yeah, I'm not really interested in watching that one right now. That's a red flag. Why am I buying things that I'm not interested to watch right now? Look at what you're purchasing. Don't look at your purchase list and going, wow, I'm getting that because it's such a good price. There's really, if that's all that's driving that purchase, maybe it's time to just have a second guess about that purchase and go, you know what, I don't know if I really need that one. If you have long sought after a movie, but there's always been things that have taken over it, there's price drops that's fantastic, something that you really want to get, go for it. In the 88 film sale, I picked up a few of their Shaw Brothers Asian titles that I've been meaning to get, that I was going to get. And I got 25% off. So that was fine. That was titles that I was going to get. So I was happy with that. There was other titles that I was curious about, but I don't know if I had a real impetus to watch it as soon as it came in. I don't know. And if I don't have that impetus, why am I picking it up? This is one of those things that you'll notice the little cluster of sales. It's almost as if the companies have realised that Christmas is gone. People have got all their bills paid. Money's starting to accrue again. We're looking for a new splurge. It's, a quarter of the way into the year. And you see them, 88 films, Arrow, we're waiting on Indicator. There'll probably be a Eureka one of some sort, maybe. There's definitely the Vinegar Syndrome one coming up in a month or so. The pre-orders starting next week for their halfway to Black Friday sale. Things are starting to build up, and it almost feels like a tactical ploy by the boutique companies to get us worked up, to get us to the point where we're going to overspend in what we want and maybe buy things that we don't need. And you'll start to see people posting comments and posting videos about their massive hauls, everything they've bought, which is great, but it's not a competition. Like you yourself know your confines, your constraints, what you have and to spend, and don't be made to feel that you're any lesser because you don't buy 100 titles. Maybe you buy 2, but those 2 could be 2 fantastic movies that you utterly love, and you have won by doing that. Somebody that's buying a massive amount of titles may never watch them and might just be buying them to put on a shelf, which is pointless in my eyes. I just wanted to come on and talk about collecting responsibly, collecting in the brink of sale fever as it grips a hold of everybody, because I can feel myself already kind of going for it. The 88 films one kind of caught me off guard, and now I have to readjust my assessment of a possible indicator one, and what I'm happy to miss out on. Because let's face it, if you could get everything, are you truly happy? It's always good to have to work for something, to make sure you have to put in the effort to get it. If you could just get everything, it kind of takes the sheen and the shine off of it. Anyway, as the sales are coming thick and fast, no doubt I'll be here pointing out some things to buy. But be selective, be smart, don't impulse buy. Look at your basket, maybe take 10 minutes away, then go back to it, reassess, decide, was that correct? Was everything there you wanted? You know, you've probably seen a sale video that I've done before where I fill my basket and then start to remove it to get close to the monetary value that I wanted to spend. And more often than not, I do. It does hurt taking titles out of the basket, but in the long run, it doesn't really matter. There's always the next sale, which will be right around the corner as soon as this is done. So, thanks for listening to me ramble about collecting 2.0, about collecting responsibly and sale fever. I'd love to know your thoughts on all the upcoming sales, how much you're going to spend. Are you going to be more selective, or are you just going to go wild? Let me know. As always, there's more content up here that you can see more of my videos. If you want to hit that like button, it means that you love sales and cheap boutiques. It actually does mean that. It's been factually proven. And if you want to join me on the membership program or Patreon, that would be amazing. I'd probably spend more on sales. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.